Okay, there's been a lot of questions on how to use a Lipo charger and the correct settings and what to do if your Lipo won't charge. So hopefully this video will answer those questions. You're gonna take your power adapter and plug it into the wall outlet and plug it into your charger. It should turn on. Then we'll choose our battery settings. You'll wanna select Lipo battery as the program. You can also select, all these different settings, but you wanna just go to Lipo battery. The best setting to use is Lipo balance. That makes sure you get the most life out of your battery. The charging amperage is going to be the amperage on your battery. So if you have a 1300 milliamp battery, you're going to charge it on a 1.3 amp setting. If you have something smaller, like a 450, you can charge it either on a 0.4 or a 0.5 setting. The 3S or 2S voltage is depending on the battery. So if you have a 3S, you'll select 3S. If you have a 2S, you'll select 2S. Once that's done, you'll just take your adapter and connector cables and plug them in, black for negative, red for positive. This has a Dean's connector, so we'll take an adapter that goes from Dean's to XT60, depending on what battery you're charging. This has an XT60. If you have a Lepus, you'll want to use a JST connector, which should have been included in your charger. Then we'll plug in the main power connector of the Lipo. And for the balance setting, we'll want to make sure we plug in the white balance connector into the correct port. Once we're set up, we'll just click and hold enter. It'll check to make sure it's the correct battery for the settings, and you can charge. And that is how to charge a Lipo. If your Lipo says connection break, it'll be charging, it'll say connection break. That just means you might have a broken wire in your Lipo or your balance connector or your charger, so you'll just need to figure out where the break is, and then you can continue on. If you're using your blaster, and when should you charge a Lipo is when you have your blaster and it sounds normal. As soon as you start to notice that it sounds less loud or less powerful than normal, that was a good battery. I'm trying different batteries here. As soon as you notice that, it means it's time to charge your battery. So immediately stop revving or firing your blaster and charge it, or you could risk damage to your Lipo. Charge it the same way as before. However, if you've over discharged your battery and your blaster sounds really weak, then you'll get a low voltage warning. And to fix that, here's a cheat that you can use. Go to your NIM battery setting, hit enter, and then charge. And you'll want to let it charge until about 15 or 20 minutes. Don't leave it sitting overnight, or you could end up with a small Lipo fire and melt your connectors. So let it sit for a couple of minutes. You'll see the voltage is getting up, and we basically want that voltage to be high enough that the charger will recognize that, hey, it is a 3S Lipo, let me charge it. This is based on the minimum voltage of the battery, and I don't know the minimum voltage of a 3S. I think it might be around 9 or 10. Okay, our battery is at 9 volts. We're gonna go ahead and stop it. Go back to the Lipo setting. And then click and hold charge. We want Lipo balance. 1.3 and 3S because our battery is a 1.3. And there we go. 3 series, enter. Now it'll charge like normal. So if your battery gets over or low voltage, it was over discharged, and you have to give it a little bit more juice before you can charge it. Hope that helps.